Now you may think, well, I have already created this karma. I have to suffer what I have already created. I have no choice. No, that is not the case. That is not the case. There are certain types of karmas that you have which you cannot stop anymore, which already has sprouted. There are certain types of karmas that you do not have to suffer, that are yet to sprout or have begun to sprout. Begun. For example, if you are very sick and through this sickness you are meant to die, very severe sickness and you're meant to die, and you do good practice, and you do purificatory practices, and you do excellent practices, you do practices to purify and to collect good karma, you will still get sick, but at the same time, maybe you won't die. At the same time, you won't die. You will live. You will live, you will continue. How much you enact the Dharma and practice it in your lives, how much in the degree, in the sincerity, in the authenticity of your practice will reflect in your daily lives. Immediately, in your attitude and your mind. Immediately. Slowly, in your way of life. Examples such as your physical form and the place you live. That karma has sprouted. Therefore, you are in your particular physical form, particular shape, likes and dislikes. It's already sprouted. There's not much you can do on that. But things such as, things such as sickness, things such as, an ignorant mind, these things can still be changed because the karma has not fully sprouted. Has not. Why has it not fully sprouted? We can see it because the mind still can be changed. Health, we can get well. There are medicines, there are methods. Think about it clearly. Things that you cannot change because the karma has ripened, you take it with dignity, a pinch of salt, and accept with grace. And not wail out, scream out, shout out, fight back, kick and grovel on the ground, and complain about your lot to others again and again. What benefit does that bring? Whereas, things that you can change, you do something about it. But you do it the right method. If you're having financial difficulties and you're having financial problems, as an example, don't shout and scream and talk about it and advertise it. Do something about it. But do something about it on two levels. On a spiritual level and on a worldly level. The spiritual level is to meditate on miserliness and the defects and the disbenefits of miserliness. And therefore, your mind starts to detach itself from miserliness. Therefore, cutting off future potential to suffer poverty. On a worldly level, you do not do crooked business. Lie about your products, lie about your skills, lie about what you have or not done. You should pursue what you're doing in a worldly way honestly, with effort, with enthusiasm. And then through those two methods, you can make a change in your situation. If you have problems and difficulties, and they are the result of negative karma due to negative actions, how can you again further your situation with more negative actions, thinking that if I do this and I get my lump sum of money, I will do good actions? Not possible. Illogical. Good actions create good results. Negative actions create negative results. If you have a negative result now and you perpetuate it with further negative results, hoping to get positive results, it is illogical. You cannot plant an orange seed and wait for an apple tree. And when the apple tree comes up, what happens? Excuse the term, you're plain stupid. If you do business, as an example, and I apply that to all your life, anything in your life, if you do it with negative intention, negative method, or positive method, negative intention, you will not get positive results. Temporarily, maybe you get some money. Temporarily, maybe you get some relationship or friends or comfort. But ultimately, you will suffer. now and in your next life. So how can negative action bring about positive results? It is not logical. It has no basis. You can ask any spiritual denomination, anyone in the world who has any type of logic, any spiritual teacher, any religious teacher, any religion, if you ask, that will be correct. How can negative methods bring about positive results? How can small negative things and little bit of positive things mixed together bring about a fully positive result? It cannot. Please think about it with your intelligent, educated minds. This is not something for you to accept on the basis of faith. This is not something that is pounded in your ear to say, oh, if you don't, you go to hell. This is logical, it is clear, it is black and white. Think about it. And when you think about it, which means if you can perceive it, then realize that is the truth and enact it into your lives. Apply it into your lives. Immediately. Not tomorrow. Not after the next business deal. Immediately. And any negative actions you have collected from your previous lives, and in this life that you have done negatively, you do not have to suffer the results. You do not. You definitely do not have to suffer the results. Any actions that have been accrued from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, divisive speech, hurtful speech, idle gossip, covetousness, malice, holding wrong views. Any of those actions based on those 10 root negativities that you have done in your life, this life and previous life, whether you remember or not, you do not have to suffer the results. You do not. On what basis? Karma is impermanent. Therefore, it can be changed. It is not permanent. All phenomenon is impermanent. Therefore, karma is phenomenon, one type. Logically, you can change that karma. You can redirect it. If we have a huge snow mountain and lots of snow, and that year unusually lots of snow has fallen and the sun has been unusually more hotter and more snow has melted. 80, 90 kilometers down the mountain, there's a small village which usually enjoys the river to be more, flowing or more during that season. But this year there's danger that it becomes wiped out by a flood. If those people take preventative measures, they can avoid destruction. Such as they can build, if the mountain is here, the village is here, halfway down they can make trenches, dams, to divert the water around the village. Instead of that one way straight through the village, we can make one trench going this way, another river going this way, 7, 8 rivers to divert the force of the river to surpass and circumvent around that village. Therefore, the village does not get destroyed. Preventative measure. Like that, the snow mountain is like your store of negative actions, collected on the basis of the 10 non-virtues and collected by avenue of body, speech, and mind. That can be averted or diverted or lessened. When your store of negative demerits, such as that snow mountain is there and it's ready to come down, the sun is like the environmental causes or conditions. Environmental doesn't mean just your sky and all that around here. It also means the people and the way you think. When that snow is about to melt and come down and destroy the village is yourself. If you do preventative measures, you can definitely lessen its strength. Definitely, you can lessen its strength. By that, you did not push the water up. You did not dry up the water. You did not destroy or burn up the water. Evaporate it. Like that, you cannot make disappear your karma. You cannot destroy your karma. You cannot avoid your karma, like that river. Like that, we can lessen the karma, lessen the effects. How? By purificatory practices. What purification practices? Many. But all purificatory practices are based on the 4 powers. Top Shi. more opponent powers.